Eli Michelson, Nobel laureate.
Hello.
I have your son, Doctor.
You will only survive if I receive $2 million.
On Mark pills.
Oh, bull. Cut the shit, Barkley, and get your ass on a plane to Sweden.
I wanted to talk to him.
Sorry.
Well, if we're gonna be prompt, we best get the move on.
He hung up. He needs your thumb.
What?
If we send him your thumb, he'll understand the magnitude of the situation.
No. The thumb. No, that's the opposable digit. I mean, it's not just the finger. It's what separates man from beast. No, please.
Well, it's not one of those movies you can say in one sentence. It's not like guys crash weddings and it's funny. This is what attracted me to the movie, because it's very complex. A lot of twists, a lot of turns, great cast.
Well, Nobel's Son is a thriller. You know, it has a lot of humor to it. The story is about this Nobel Prize winner that Alan Rickman plays, Eli Michelson, who is basically, you know, not a great guy. He wins the Nobel Prize. On the eve of winning the Nobel Prize, his son is kidnapped. And that sort of spirals into this, you know, window to see the dysfunctionality of this family, this extended family, all these people that he's come in touch with, in such a way that it has repercussions across everybody, himself, everybody. And that's about all I can tell you without giving stuff away.
Basically, it's a story about an intellectual family, highly intellectual family that's brimming with dysfunction. When Eli wins the Nobel Prize, my character comes forward sort of like a ghost from his past and is trying to expose him and perhaps get revenge on him. And in the process, we learn a lot about Eli and what kind of skeletons he has in his closet.
Everyone's very proud of you, Eli.
Well, it's a damn good thing I won the Nobel, because now you're going to find it hard as hell to fire me.
Oh, I never threatened to fire you, Eli.
I'm a scientist, Harvey, and the empirical evidence I'm looking at around here tells me no one loves me anymore.
I loved you.
Eli, look, I'm a scientist, too, and my empirical observations tell me that someone's going to shoot you long before I have to fire you.
His whole life only exists, as far as he's concerned, according to what he wants and whether people prevent him from getting it. So, much to his pleasure, he wins the Nobel Prize for chemistry, but it doesn't stop him pursuing his general appetites for food, money, and sex.
Alan Rickman was somebody I dreamt about working with. He's, you know, in my mind, one of the finest actors in the business, and he's just utterly unpredictable and completely charismatic, and I've never seen him not be magical. And so the fact that he was playing my husband was completely thrilling to me. And he's delicious.
I can't even imagine it being played better than Alan does it. It's just genius. I mean, he came to this character and he understood, like, intuitively right away that there was a child in this man. And that sort of childishness and never having grown out of being a child, that's sort of like, you know, that child lingering inside of him, is what made that character not demonic, but actually accessible. And brought that character to life.
He owns his evilness so much that you almost love him, and maybe that's kind of like, it's an abusive relationship, but we can't say no. But I think that Barkley and his mom, Sarah, they definitely, they bond in the end and want to, you know, get back at Eli for all the bad things that he's done.
She turns a blind eye and she buries herself in her work, and she probably, you know, if she thinks about love at all, she probably thinks a little bit about Max.
I'm a detective in Pasadena Police Department. I get a call because there's been a kidnapping. And it involves a very important person in the community because he just has won the Nobel Prize. This character played by Alan. And his son has been kidnapped, and his wife is a forensic psychologist who works with the police department. So I know her and actually am fond of her.
Let me make you something to eat. You haven't eaten all day.
Max, I'm not hungry.
The smell of Max Mariner's world-famous scrambled eggs and burnt toast will make you hungry.
Does it have to be burnt?
For you, I'll make an exception.
You're a good guy, Max.
Oh, not to everyone, but I'm crazy about you.
My favorite thing about working on this project was the cast. I mean, you kind of have to play off each actor, and Shawn is very aggressive and very strong. And so I have to be like this sort of more a little subtle and a little more frantic character. In order, it makes each character's, vision pop. But just to be around Shawn, who I think is an amazing actor, young actor, and I was really excited to work with him. Alan, Steenburgen, Bill Pullman's hilarious. Like every line he says, this cadence, it just cracks me up. I had a lot of trouble keeping a straight face in most of the scenes that we did together. I mean, it was great. It was a dream come true.
I describe it as a romp, and it's like really kind of, it just nails like just all these different characters and all these different personality types kind of like mixed together. But it's like, it's sexy, it's fast, it's like hilarious, and it's just like a ride that is so incredible to watch last night, like with everybody, because I hadn't seen it all together, and everyone in it is just so perfect.
Mary was in our last movie too, Marilyn Hotchkiss, Ballroom Dancing in Charm School, and we thought she was just brilliant in that movie.
She was great in that movie.
And
this is a very different character.
She's what you say. She has a sort of warmth, a sort of beauty, there's sort of a regal quality to her, and we wanted that. And then in addition, what this character has, which is different from the way people know her, I think, from at least the persona, is she has an edge, she has a toughness, she has a strength.
Hello. This is Kelly Lang from KLPK.
Ms. Lang, are you standing in front of my house?
I am indeed.
Sarah, put the gun down.
I think I have Mrs. Michelson on the line now. She's the mother of the boy who was kidnapped, and we're told that she was very...
Sarah!
I have a handgun pointed at your head. If you don't get the off my lawn right now, I'm gonna use it. If we had Cole waiting, it would be another story.
It's brilliantly written, and it's very original writing. It's not like anything else you've ever seen. Every single little scene, not just the, you're used to kind of judging a film according to how the narrative drives along, but this one's got small scene after small scene, little character that pops in and you never see them again, but each one of them beautiful little jewels of characterization.
It's just twists, turns, characters. It's very detailed. It's hard to follow, but fun ride,
To be really honest with you, I had done another film with Randy Miller and Jody Savin, and I loved working with them. I love how they work. I love how they, they managed to make these extraordinary looking films for next to nothing, and you work really fast and you work really hard, and there's sort of a guerrilla filmmaking aspect to it, but there's also just such a great improvisational, fun feeling on this set too, and I just really have a lot of respect for them as filmmakers, and so I had already decided to do it before I even read it, but once I read it, I really loved it, so it was fun.
Almost every character in this piece ends up in a very different place than where they start. And, most writers can do that with 2, 3 characters, but everybody changes. And largely, they all kind of come into contact with the thing that they most kind of were objected to when it started, which was selfish interest.
Making an independent film, you don't have a huge budget. You don't have a lot of time. So you're forced to be creative. You're forced to move on the fly and come up with things that you might not have been obvious from the beginning. You have to think outside the box. That's fun. The ride is enjoyable, you know, racing to the finish line, but doing quality work. I think the best part about this is coming here, really. The Tribeca Film Festival, you know, sharing in the moment of saying we did it, now here, look what we've done. And I guess the next step in its excitement will be when it finds a home.